Hello guys, and welcome to another Serge Zimaleta. In today's video we're going to be painting a Sprinter steering wheel. I'm right in my shipping headquarters for my eBay store. Basically this is where I do all my shipping out of. I have a table over here. This is in my garage. But anyways, this is an unplanned video because I sold this steering wheel as is. Like, you know, just used steering wheel. But I kind of figured, you know what? I have a little time, I'm going to be nice, and for my customer I'm just going to paint it and make it look very nice and, you know, presentable. So, let's get started. The paint I'm going to be using is this gray. It's by 3M. It's flexible coating, so it's going to be good for the steering wheel. This is like interior type of paints, and the color of it is graphite. And I really don't have any good primers, but this is a paint and primer in one, so it's a white color. So I think definitely we'll be able to tell, you know, once I paint everything. So before we begin, I want to go ahead and tape off some of the inside stuff that I don't want to get painted. Like this metal stuff here. Hopefully this is visible because I'm not wearing my GoPro like usual. And like that. Wrap it a little bit. And apply just a little bit more tape. And some for this wire here. I'm not going to be painting on the inside, but I kind of figured, you know what? I'm going to cover it up anyways. I really hope this turns out really well. It is still raining outside, and I have to remove the steering wheel in the rain. I'm trying to work and get my shop in order. That's why I'm, you know, selling parts and stuff, and it's been really fun. But whenever it rains 4 or 5 days a week, there's just not much you could actually get done. But I take these pictures of the parts as they are. I don't even clean them up in the pictures. I think it would be a good idea to clean everything up. You know, it might sell better, but you could actually see what you're buying. So I'm pretty sure once this customer gets the steering wheel, he's going to be surprised that it's going to look practically new. And he paid $150 for the steering wheel. He didn't bargain with me, and this is why I'm going above and beyond and painting it. Like if he would have bargained and, you know, say like gave me like a lot less, I still gave him, you know, free shipping and stuff. But then there's no room for me to really make it look nice and stuff. But whenever I see I could make something nicer, I always like to do it. Plus, it will give you guys a video. But right now outside it's really painful to record because it's raining. So I didn't record me removing it. But you guys already have those videos anyways. So pretty much we have the steering wheel done. So the very next thing I want to do is I have some you know, professional type of sandpaper right here with sticky pads for like air type of stuff. It's perfect because it can stick to my hand, and I guess it, you know, it conforms to my hand. And I just want to lightly sand it. This is 320, just lightly. We don't want to do it like too much, but just enough. I did actually pressure wash this steering wheel before I actually got started. I figured that's going to look a lot nicer for the customer. I pressure washed it, dried it, and it washed off a lot of the old grime and stuff like that off the steering wheel. It's actually starting to look a lot more evenly colored because I'm sanding it, especially in these areas where people grab onto. I'm using my wide folding table, so it's shaky a little bit. I'm going to paint this rear area first, because once I flip it over, this is the only thing that's going to be exposed to the table. Everything else is going to stay good, and then I could continue painting the rest of it. Okay, so that is much better. Next, I want to go ahead and give it a wipe down. Not with a wet wipe, but with something that's just a clean paper towel. I would be using my blow gun to blow this up, but I don't have that, so that's outside. So I'm going to use what I have. It would be also good to degrease it. I just got some 70% alcohol. You can get the stuff at dollar store, and this is kind of like a wet wipe, which is not wet. Also at the dollar store, you could basically, it's a reusable wet wipe basically. So that's actually what I'm going to be using for that. Also, the nice thing about it does not leave any lint behind. That's something I don't need. Good thing about rubbing alcohol, it dries up really quickly, so I don't have to really wait. And I just degreased my hands pretty much. A clean work area is always appreciated. With this one, it's a different spray pattern, so I'm actually doing it the proper way. I just wanted something in the rear to grab, so that paint and primer caused it to grab a little bit. This is your steering wheel that I'm painting. Let me know in the comments below and tell me if you are happy that I did that, or maybe I should have just left it alone. I know one thing is, if I was buying it, somebody done it for me, I would be. So only doing what I think is best. It's going to look original and new. I think if you have bought this and you're not watching this video, when you get this, you'll be shocked. You'll think somebody messed up with the shipping order and sent you a brand new one and stuff. Because ultimately, that's the idea. I want it to look like it's new. Hopefully I could achieve that. I don't prefer white primer at all. Like, I would have much rather have a gray primer. I got some, but there are things that are messed up, and the primer is all messed up in a can, so like I'll have to not use that can. But good thing this is a paint, and it's good. I bought it actually for spray painting in interior components, like interior, panels and stuff. I really need to use gloves every time I do this, but every time I'm thinking, I'm not gonna get dirty. But I managed to get the stuff on my fingers. By the way, this 3M stuff is not cheap. I bought it a long time ago at one of the paint supply stores in Charlotte. This is a brand new can. So glad I have it. I was like hoping that I have it. I think vinyl paint would work for this because this is kind of like vinyl. But the only vinyl paint I have is beige color, black, and red. I have plenty of that stuff. It's really hard to get the paint behind the steering wheel where I really want it. And those openings. There's only so much you could do. Now what I do to dry this quicker, I use a heat gun. So I'm gonna have to get a heat gun and dry it with a heat gun so I can do the other side. So take a look. I mean, it's looking a lot nicer than it was. I'm just gonna give it one more coat and go start drying. That white I did, sometimes it starts showing through. It's probably reacting to the paint slightly a little different. So little specks of it start popping up. I think I need to dry it and then cover it really good. You can't really see it, but I see it. I didn't want to bore you with the drying process, but pretty much dry now. Not completely, but you can see the white that I was talking about. So I do want to get rid of that. I think this coat should do the trick. It's drying out nice gray color. Basically looks the same thing as Sprinter interior color. So I flipped it over. Now it's time to do this side. I hope I have enough paint. Put way too many coats on the other side. This is going out today, so I want to make sure that I could dry it and drop it off at FedEx so that it gets to my customer fast enough, because tomorrow I'm flying out to Philly. I'm going to be picking up another Sprinter van. It will be for sale. If anybody wants it, let me know. If you need a good running van, let me know. It's a 2005 with like, I think like 450 or 60,000 miles. Just got a new water pump, belts, pulleys. It's good to go. Yeah, it's one can is definitely, that's how much you need to paint this whole thing. Surprisingly. But it looks good. I like it. My steering wheel don't even look as good. This is gonna look fresh. It's not gonna look brand new, but it's gonna look fresh. For a van that's possibly that it's going on, let's say 2015, this is like 15-year-old steering wheel. So for it to look this good, it's like classic almost. I think I'm running out of paint. I really don't want to do too much more because it is good, and if this thing splatters, I would hate that. So guys, here's the steering wheel. Let me see if I can get it closer in the image. Now I gotta pull off all this tape. I did dry it with a heat gun, so it is dried. And now I just gotta be careful still because, you know, I don't know if it's completely dry, slightly dry. I'm also going to wrap this in a nice protective foam for shipping. That way it's going to look good. It's going to look protected and be protected. So now we need to remove this interior painter's tape. Like that. You could use a little more paint on the inside of the steering wheel. You really can't see, but I think it looks good. What do you guys think? By the way, guys, I want you to guess in the comments below, how old is this steering wheel? Like, from how many miles is on the Sprinter that I actually pulled this off of? Well, let me know in the comments below. If you guys are a winner, I'm gonna announce you guys in the next video that you guys will, you know, a winner. You're not a winner of anything, but you will be a winner. So, but I'm just kind of wondering if you guys can tell how many miles is thousands of, or let's say hundreds of thousands is on the steering wheel. I'll give you a hint. It's got many hundreds of thousands of miles on the steering wheel, but it was protected. It has a steering wheel cover. I don't know if I had it the entire time, but when I pulled it off, that thing was, I had to kind of rip that piece that was on it because, you know, I didn't want to sell it with that because, you know, it's probably has dirt and stuff on the inside, you know, and, you know, customer didn't buy it, you know, with that. So that thing is useless, but it had some kind of wrap on it. It's by Dodge, so it probably protected it. somewhat, gave it some life, but I think it's fairly in good condition. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and God bless you. See you in my next video. My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now, I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have sprint or expedite or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.